Okay, so I've just had a kind of crazy idea, but why not? Let me do a reaction video on someone who has been doing piano for a year and how she managed to do that, and let's have a look, see what I think as a professional pianist. Okay, so what I can already see there is she is, obviously she's a beginner. And I think she probably just heard something on the radio, or she came up with a nice little tune in her brain and then thought she'd try it out. So that is actually a really good way to start playing the piano. If that's, yeah, just hear something in your brain, go to the keyboard, try it out. Let's see, I'm going to do it now and show you. Okay, so let's say I heard Despacito. Here we go. We can go with the D. Despacito. It's in B minor. Despacito. Goes to G. To the D. Okay, so that was me just sitting and just doing, I decided, Despacito, let me try it out. So that's a great way to start if you just want to just listen to a song. I'm not saying you'll know what chords to put with it, but at least you can just go. Okay. So let's see what else she does. All right, so she's done Havana. So you want to get, well, I'm just using my pianistic brain. So we got our G minor chord first, which is G, B flat, D, E flat major chord, a few things I can tell there is I can tell that she's got a little bit of rhythm, so that I can see why she said she's done a little bit of drumming, because this you need a decent now what a first time pianist will experience is a little bit of difficulty with coordinating the two hands. And you can see a little bit of that, but she's doing well. I mean, after a month, I'm quite impressed. From starting with one hand, she has got into. Anyway, I'm just making it up. But so the one thing I've noticed there straight away is that she has a terrible keyboard, a terrible instrument. And I cannot emphasize enough that playing on something that doesn't give you a nice sound, really, if you're looking into getting into a hobby and you really start enjoying it, get yourself a decent instrument. Because if you're practicing on a cheap instrument, eventually it's just going to put you off because you're never going to sound like you should. So try and get the best of what you can as far as an instrument's concerned. And sometimes just getting a second-hand real piano is better than getting a keyboard. Let's see what she does next. So I'm sure immediately after hearing my keyboard, which is a Techniques, and it's weighted and it's got a small little amplifier here, but it's a keyboard amp as well. You can notice that the sound of the keyboard is making a tapping each time she plays. So okay, so you can hear the sound of my piano so much better. So imagine if you were playing on something that had a better sound to it. You can also see that I think she's done amazingly, that she's getting her coordination right, because it is not easy to get both your hands doing something separately. That is a brain thing, and that is something that has to develop, because most people cannot get the coordination of both hands. But because she has been drumming, she's already got that coordination going. So if you are starting and you're trying to play something like a van and you're really struggling with the rhythm, do not stress. Just keep practicing. The brain will make the connections eventually with enough practice, and you'll be able to play it. So, and even if you don't sound like exactly how you want to sound, just keep going. Don't stop. All right, just listening through that again, I cannot emphasize how important it is to get yourself, when you get a keyboard, get yourself a pedal, because otherwise you sound very plonky. So now let me add a bit of the pedal. Adds a little bit of warmth and will improve the sound that you're making. That also takes another part of your brain, because obviously then you're working your two hands and you're working your one foot. But have a look at a pedal. You need a pedal, and you lift it up at the beginning of every chord change. So here's the first chord, G minor. I'm going to lift it up to the E flat. On the D, keep it down for the whole D, back, lift it up for the G, lift it up for the E flat, lift it up to for the D. Now, if you don't lift it up, this is what it sounds like. I'm just lifting it up at the beginning of each part, but can you hear it? It sounds terrible. So, let's hear it again. Pedal. Now remember, I'm also, as a pianist, already know how to finger pedal. In other words, I use my fingers to hold certain notes while my other fingers are playing other notes, in order to still get a bit of a sustenance in my playing. A piano is a very percussive instrument. Let's say I'm playing a chord. Let me just see if, wait, I'm going to just start off with this chord. Okay, let's do this chord. Now I want to finger pedal, so I'm going to hold down my little, finger is holding on to keep a little bit of sustenance. So let's do it without the finger pedal. Let's do it with the finger pedal. pedal. But you can use your pedal to give you the sustenance you need. So your pedal is very helpful. Get a pedal. Massive improvement 4 months later. So the first thing I've noticed is she's got a keyboard, a new one. So well done on that. She'll feel so much better with playing with something decent. And wow, that piece. That piece is the piece that everybody wants to play. It's by Beethoven. It's called Feuilles. Very, very well-known song, and some people have played it to death. It's a bit like this one. I can't stand it. If any of my kids play that piece when I'm around. Anyway, you know what? I should do a YouTube video with that piece and transforming it into something awesome. But yeah, anyway, so back to this. Her hands are like this almost all the time. So, okay, so I don't even know if I can. Is also that. There's that downwards motion and very flat fingers, which shows she hasn't been professionally trained. It goes much faster. Alright, so having your fingers in the correct position is going to give you the energy that comes from your elbow down to your fingers, rather than the only energy you're getting are the flats of your fingers. Okay, if you hammer a nail with a flat part of the hammer without the hammerhead, you're not going to get much energy. But if you hammer the nail with a hammerhead, with that intense energy coming down your finger, down onto the notes, you're going to get a lot more energy. So make sure, 2 things. Make sure you've got a curled hand. Make sure, for instance, my keyboard is low enough. Your keyboard should never be higher than your belly button, because then you're going to be sitting like this, all right? And you don't ever want your wrists to be low. Your wrists must be straight, okay? You see my back is straight, and my hands on the keyboard are straight. Okay, so you've got to have the correct position. Otherwise, if you practice for a long time, your body is going to start to tell you it is not happy. Your back will get sore, your shoulders will get sore, and if you are playing like this with your hands, your wrists are going to get sore. So those are my tips. Alright, so the one thing I've noticed is she, and this is very much a beginner thing, is that she's so focused on the notes that she's losing the emotion in the piece. And you can keep it really simple, okay? Complicated. You can just use simple notes. I actually used one note in each hand. One note, D, E in the left hand, and the left hand I just gave the bass note. Melody in the right hand. I added a touch of pedal. So remember, don't forget the emotion of the piece. Rather play one beautiful note. Just improvised there, but I made music out of the few notes that I played. So have a look at that as well. When you're just messing around on the piano, make sure rather just play a few notes, beautiful notes. I mean, even violinists will be able to, you'll be able to see if a really good violinist is just, they play beautiful notes. One or two notes can make you cry. So look out for that. I loved seeing that sort of transition from her. Look at her posture. Just have a look at her posture. First of all, she's wearing a beautiful dress, a little bit of makeup. She looks grown up. She looks confident, and she is playing very much with her back straight and her back straight, her head up, and playing using her body into. So your back, you should have like a lever moving like this. It shouldn't be like playing like this. You should be, if you look at any good pianist out there, when they are playing a piece, they use their back and their pelvis as a lever. Okay, so if you're going down, coming from here. That's a really unusual piece of music. I have to say, I don't think in all the years I've been playing piano, which is over 40 years, I don't think I've ever heard that piece. So I like that she's branching out in styles and doing something that is interesting to play. It's beautiful. And again, she has a real piano. Can you hear the difference? Amazing, and she looks beautiful. She's sitting beautifully. So the transformation is amazing. Let's keep going. Again, back to the keyboard, you can hear the tap, 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 and there isn't that warmth that you get at a piano. I would presume she was performing on somebody else's piano, maybe did a little concert and someone did a video of it. On this piece, this is a difficult piece. It's got a lot of chord changes. Okay, the original is in D flat, which has got 4 flats. Let's have a look at it here. Alright, so I'm first of all going to just show you a little bit of the chord structure, why it's so hard. Okay, so the chord structure is tricky. It it's not just our normal like our 2-5-1. It's not like that. All right, and then your melody. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so that is your, I'm just checking. Okay, and then it's pretty simple from there. Whatever. I ran out of sheet music there. So this is the beauty of learning to read music. I know that song out of my head, but it took me 2 minutes to play this to you because I was able to find the sheet music. This is just something called a lead sheet. It's got the chords on the top and the melody. So when you play a lot of jazz, you only get the chords that are written on the top, and you meant to just know. Okay? D flat major chord, 7, C 7, and then F minor 7, and then E flat minor. This is a nice 2-5, A flat to the D flat. All right, and then a C7, and then an F minor. Okay, so that's where I've got the chords. Just so I just did a little bit of an improvisation there over those chords. Okay, let's see what she does though. Is a difficult piece, but the premise of the Pink Panther and what she's actually doing there, it's not that difficult. They're actually just fifths. So I don't know what key she's playing in, but if you just do your fifths, which is 5 notes apart. Can you see me there? No, you can't. So let's go from here. All right, and you just go up in semitones. Go up in fifths and then practice it. Let me get the music and see what I can do. All right, so the basic chords is your E and B. Pretty easy going. That's not too hard, all right? Now, the melody. Goes into F major 7th. Not an easy piece. Again, I'll just show you, just using the lead sheets. I had no chords there. That's why I was trying to work out the chords. One, then you're back. And then again, there she goes, doing the really difficult bass part. It's a walking bass line that the bass player would usually play. And wow, she's doing a great job. Obviously, it's a very difficult piece, and for you to really do well in a bluesy, jazzy piece, you actually need to know it so well that you kind of oozing this jazziness. You're not oozing an awkwardness but I mean, she's only been playing for, it's amazing, it's amazing. She's so talented. She's only been playing for 9 months or whatever it is, and she's playing that piece. Wow, well done, girl. One of the hardest things to accomplish on the piano are octaves. So if you really want to get good at it, start practicing your scales in octaves. If you Sorry about that. It's really hard. And then the other thing you can do, and it will just strengthen your fingers, is to do the octaves. Obviously, depending on if you've got the correct stretch. So this piece, playing in octaves is hard. I'm just playing in whatever. Okay, it goes to an E flat. That's interesting. It's in A minor. And then an E flat. I wonder why. Loved the Phantom of the Opera. Saw it when I was in London. I had it on tape as a kid, when tapes were still there. This was in the 1980s. Andrew Lloyd Webber, you're amazing. And we all end up on Chopin. Chopin has got the most beautiful pieces of music. Now, if you consider that is after a year, I can tell you now, she practiced a lot. She doesn't like to read music. I can see that because she doesn't really have it in front of her. So I'm going to try and find this piece for you and see if I can play a little bit of it. Okay, so let me just show you. It is in 3 flats. Look at how difficult that piece is. In 1 year, there's no ways that she is playing this from sheet music. She has learned this by rote, by watching some app on YouTube. So I, on the other hand, am going to sight read this. In other words, I haven't played it before, but I know how to read notes. Also, I'm reading it off my phone. So I'll make a few mistakes. I don't even think these will help. Let's just have a look. And I might be bending down so I can read it. It says expressivo. So make the melody sing. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. The left hand is not easy. Ah, it's an E natural. That's all I got there. Not too bad, but I mean, I hadn't seen it before, so there will be mistakes. And you know what, as a pianist, it's okay to make mistakes. You just semitone away from the right note. Just change it. Wow. So in conclusion, she didn't stop. She had a mission. She was going to do it. And you know what? She ends up by saying that she is going to, it's going to go into her 2nd year and she's going to keep playing. So that tells me she has a passion for music. So it is hard work. And there are many days where you do not feel like practicing, but you just got to go there and you just got to do it. Like anything, like sport, anything you want to get good at, you need to do every day. And particularly with music. And if I look at the level she got to, it really shows that she had the melodies, the things in her head that she wanted to play, and nothing was going to stop her. Don't let anything stop you. Just keep going. And, you know, I've been playing piano for over 40 years and I still make mistakes. And you can give me a piece of music and I will probably need a little bit of time to look at it first to play it. But, and I mean, sight reading is always about picking your notes. I didn't play all of those notes. Sorry, Chopin. But, yeah, and then you hit the wrong accidental note and that. But this is all, you know, You are nothing if you do not make mistakes. That's how you learn. So good luck to all of you out there, and I'll be watching out for more of these type of videos to see, just to talk about and see what I see. But to that girl out there, you can be really proud of yourself. You're amazing. Don't stop.